The medieval period, also known as the Middle Ages, spanned from the 5th to the 5th century AD. It was a time of great social, political, and cultural changes in Europe and beyond. It was also a time of diverse and evolving beauty ideals and trends for women. Beauty standards in medieval times varied depending on the culture, social class, and period of history. Generally, women were expected to have a high forehead, plucked eyebrows, small even teeth, a fair complexion, a long neck, a narrow chest, low sloping shoulders, a high small waist, and in some cases, a prominent stomach. The high forehead was considered a sign of intelligence and nobility. Women would pluck their hairline or use depilatory creams to achieve this look. Some women even shaved their entire heads and wore wigs. The plucked eyebrows were meant to accentuate the eyes, which were regarded as the windows to the soul. Women would use tweezers, knives, or hot coals to remove their eyebrow hair. Some women also applied coal or antimony to darken their eyelashes and eyelids. Coal was a black-colored substance that was made from various ingredients such as soot, galena, a mineral that produced a dark gray pigment, or stibnite, a mineral that produced a black and shiny pigment. The small, even teeth were indicative of good health and hygiene. Women would clean their teeth with cloves, herbs, or salt water. They would also avoid foods that could stain their teeth, such as wine, berries, or spices. Some women even filed their teeth to make them more uniform. The fair complexion was associated with purity and innocence. Fair, smooth, and clear skin was considered a sign of nobility, purity, and health. Women who had dark, rough, or blemished skin were seen as inferior, impure, or ill. Women used natural or artificial substances to lighten their skin tone. Some of the substances they used were vinegar, lemon juice, egg whites, lead, mercury, or arsenic. However, these substances could also cause skin irritation, poisoning, or even death. They washed their faces with water or herbal infusions to cleanse their skin and remove dirt and oil. Some of the herbs they used were rosemary, lavender, mint, or sage. They applied oils or creams to hydrate and soften their skin. Some of the oils they used were almond oil, olive oil, or rose oil. Some of the creams they used were made from animal fat, honey, or milk. They covered their skin with veils, hats, hoods, or cloaks to protect from the sun or the cold. They also avoided exposing their skin to the public as much as possible. The long neck, narrow chest, low sloping shoulders, high small waist, and prominent stomach were all features that emphasized the feminine shape and contrasted with the masculine ideal of broad shoulders and chest. Women would wear tight corsets, girdles, or belts to clinch their waist and create an hourglass figure. They would also pad their stomachs with pillows or cloths to create a bulge that suggested fertility and wealth. Men preferred women who were full-figured rather than stick-thin because they believed that a curvy body was a sign of health, fertility, and prosperity. Thin women were often associated with poverty, illness, or witchcraft. Women would sometimes wear padded garments or eat certain foods to enhance their figure. They prided themselves on their modesty because it was a virtue that was praised by the church, the law, and society. Modesty was seen as a way of protecting women's honor, reputation, and chastity. Women who were immodest or indecent could face social ostracism, legal punishment, or even violence. They wore veils to cover their hair because it was considered a symbol of their femininity and beauty. Hair was also associated with sexuality and temptation, so women had to conceal it from the public eye. Only married women or widows were allowed to show their hair in some cultures. Some women also wore wigs or dyed their hair to follow fashion trends or disguise aging. They wore necklines that covered well past the collarbone because it was considered improper and scandalous to expose their breasts or cleavage. Breasts were regarded as private parts that were meant for nursing children or pleasing husbands. Women who showed their breasts in public could be accused of being prostitutes or adulteresses. Women were also judged by their smell. Smell was an important sense in medieval times as it was believed to influence the mood, emotions, and health of people. People also associated different smells with different qualities, such as sweet smells with goodness and virtue, and foul smells with evil and sin. Women were especially conscious of their smell, as it was seen as a reflection of their moral character and attractiveness. A pleasant smell could attract a potential husband, while a bad smell could repel him or even cause suspicion of witchcraft. Women used various methods to enhance their smell and mask any unpleasant odors. They would wash themselves with water, vinegar, or wine and rub their skin with herbs, flowers, or oils. They would also wear perfumed garments such as gloves, scarves, or pouches filled with aromatic substances. They also made their own perfumes from natural ingredients such as rose petals, lavender, jasmine, musk, ambergris, civet, and spices. They would mix these ingredients with alcohol or oil or store them in glass bottles or vials. They would apply these perfumes to their hair, neck, wrists, or clothes. Perfumery was a complex and sophisticated art in medieval times, influenced by the cultures in the Middle East, India, and China. Perfumes were used for various purposes, such as religious rituals, medical treatments, cosmetics, and personal pleasure. Perfumes were also seen as a sign of status and wealth. Women used cosmetics and fashion to improve their appearance and express their identity. Cosmetics and fashion were important aspects of women's lives in medieval time. Cosmetics were made from natural ingredients that were available and affordable for women of different backgrounds. Some of the common ingredients were honey, egg whites, vinegar, wine, saffron, lead, mercury, and arsenic. These ingredients had different effects and purposes, such as moisturizing, whitening, cleansing, coloring, or enhancing the features. Some of the cosmetic products that women used were face powder, rouge, lip color, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, and false eyelashes. Rouge was a red-colored substance that was applied to the cheeks and lips to give a healthy and youthful glow. It was made from various ingredients such as alkanet, a plant that produced a purple dye, beetroot, or vermilion, a mineral that produced a bright red pigment. Face powder was used to create a smooth and fair complexion. Lip color was used to make the lips more attractive and sensual. Eyeshadow was used to add depth and drama to the eyes. Eyeliner was used to define and accentuate the shape of the eyes. Mascara was used to darken and lengthen the eyelashes. And false eyelashes were made from animal hair or silk and glued to the eyelids. Fashion was also a way for women to improve their appearance and express their identity. Fashion trends in medieval times were not uniform across Europe, but varied depending on the region and the period. For example, Anglo-Saxon clothing was different from Byzantine clothing, and Viking clothing was different from High Medieval clothing. Some of the factors that influenced fashion trends were the climate, the availability of resources, the trade relations, the political alliances, the religious beliefs, and the cultural influences of different people. Some of the popular fabrics were cotton, fur, hemp, leather, linen, silk, and wool. Some of the special fabrics were damask, taffeta, and velvet. Some of the common colors were black, white, red, green, blue, yellow, and purple. Women wore different types of garments depending on their status and occasion. Some of the common fabrics were tunics, gowns, surcoats, mantles, cloaks, hoods, hats, veils, belts, girdles, shoes, and stockings. Some of the accessories were brooches, rings, necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and purses. Women also experimented with different hairstyles and headwear to suit their taste and fashion. As we've seen, women in medieval time had diverse and complex beauty standards and practices. They used various methods and products to enhance or alter their features. Women in medieval times weren't just passive followers of fashion, but active creators of style. Thank you all for watching this video, and don't forget to leave a comment down below and let us know what you thought about this topic. See you next time, and bye for now.